Okay, so I need a shower and I need to go finish homeschool, and my kids are going crazy, so I have to be really, really, really quick. But I'm super, super excited about some things I discovered this morning, and I want to show you real quick. So my good friend Olga gave me a Phalaenopsis orchid, first orchid that I've ever had that wasn't already dying. If you remember, my neighbor gave me an orchid, which got me started on orchids, but he gave me one that was dying, and it just died. I didn't save it. The Phalaenopsis orchid bloomed for about 2 months, I think. That's the fun thing about orchids. Their blooms last a really long time, I think. And this one definitely lasted a while. And then when it died, it needed to be repotted, and the bloom spike needed to be taken. Here's the thing. When you are dealing with it after the bloom cycle, that's when you can lose the orchid, I guess. I'm still learning a lot of things, but it's a tricky situation, and I think I just discovered that I did it right. This is one of my favorite parts of my garden. I'll show you really quick. I have a Christmas cactus that's about to bloom, and my friend Mary sent me this beautiful praying lady or angel to remember my. And this is the Phalaenopsis orchid that I repotted. I got this pot, I put it in a better bark medium, and look at those roots. That is a really good sign. There's roots growing all the way out. They are green and happy. And I verified this on an orchid group that all of this is very happy. And then here's the best part. That's a new bloom spike. I cut it at a nod, and I was very unsure. So apparently the way you cut an orchid when it's done blooming is kind of important. I don't exactly know why, but I decided, they said, cut it down to the base or cut it at a nod and give it a chance to bloom again, and it's supposed to bloom in cold weather. So I took a risk. I cut it at the nod so that it could bloom again, as long as I didn't repot it wrong or, put too much stress on it and the whole thing dies. But what happened is it's not stressed, and I think it's going to bloom again. So I think I had my first orchid. I think this was my first orchid success. And I will quickly show you my other orchids. So I was given a dying orchid, it died. Then I was given a healthy Phalaenopsis from my friend Olga. And then I was given a very mature Oncidium orchid, which is a dancing lady. And this is her. I was given her from Karen Vester. These blooms are fragrant. They smell sort of like cinnamon to me. I love them, and they come out on waves, and it just keeps blooming. So I fell in love with that orchid, and then I decided to get another one, but I couldn't find another Oncidium, so I decided to get a different one that's fragrant called a Nodosa, B. Nodosa. So this is the first orchid that I bought, and this one is supposed to be a very hardy orchid that smells like citrus, and I love the way citrus smells. But I did a few things wrong, and it had blooms, and now they're dying. I posted that on a Facebook page as well, and they said that it's very hardy, it looks really good. Usually if you repot an orchid while it has buds on it, the buds will die. It will put its energy into growing new roots and getting attached to the new basket. So the bad news is I had to learn the hard way and lose those blooms, but the good news is it's a healthy plant, it's hardy, it's fast growing, and sometime in the next year I'm going to have citrus blossoms, citrus fragrance on my porch at night, and I love that. Here's my toilet paper because I'm sick and I keep blowing my nose. This is African violet. Never had one before. I'm kind of excited because you have to do special things with it, like put a pot in a pot. So I know it looks really bad. That's because it was in a mixture and it wasn't getting exactly what it needed, but it actually looks better. Yesterday the leaves were wrinkled, and today they're happier, so I feel like I'm bringing it back to life. But you have to do this cool thing where you water it from the below, and it sucks the water up because its leaves don't want to get wet. And after a day or two, I'm going to cut off all of the dead stuff so that the new blooms can. So there's that. And then here is my succulent box. This is Calencho. So is this. This is just a different kind. And this, something is eating it. I have no idea what, and that's real frustrating. But everything else in this box, I think, looks decent. I've got a few things. I'm going to get a sun lamp. I've decided I'm going to buy a sun lamp with my Christmas money. Mark and I are just going to give each other spending cash. we thought about surprising each other, but we would order from Amazon, and then we would both just get the alerts that we have stuff coming. So we're just going to give each other money and buy what we want to buy after Christmas, after all the craziness is over. It's the one problem with the fact that we do everything together is there's not a lot of time to go off and surprise each other. So we shook hands on no surprises. We planned together what would be in our stockings, and so we got a few things, and then we're going to do cash. It's not really a problem for me though, because I love shopping with him, and I'd much rather just give up surprises and be able to do it together like we do. I really, really enjoy that.